if you keep these 7 laws that can be found in the Bible and that I will mention in this video, then according to Jewish law given to us by the God of Israel, you will have a share in the world to come, meaning you will go to heaven. If you don't keep these 7 laws, then you will not have a share in the world to come, meaning you will not go to heaven. Many non-Jews mistakenly believe that they should keep all the laws that is found in the Jewish Bible, called the Torah, but that is simply not true. If you read your Bible carefully, you will discover this for yourself. I also made a video about that which I will link for you above. There is also many Christians that believe that Jesus, whose Jewish name was Yeshua, fulfilled the law, and thus they no longer need to keep these 7 laws that is mentioned in the Bible. This, however, is a big mistake and cannot be further from the truth. It also contradicts a statement that Yeshua himself made in the book the Christians call the New Testament, where Yeshua says in Matthew chapter 5 verse 19, "Therefore anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commandments, of these laws, and teaches others accordingly, will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commandments, these laws, will be called great in the kingdom of heaven." If you still believe that Jesus or Yeshua is the Jewish Messiah, then you can click on this video, which I will link above, to find out why Jews know that this is simply not the case. There is in fact 2 separate sets of laws that we find in the Jewish Bible itself. One set of laws are for the non-Jews to keep, and the other set of laws is for the Jews to keep. The question we should ask ourselves is, what are the laws for the non-Jews that they should keep, and what are the laws that Jews should keep? We should also ask ourselves, what are the sources for these laws in the Bible? To do this, we must start from the very beginning. I will be referencing many sources from the Jewish Bible called the Torah in this video. Luckily for all of you, I already made a video of the complete Torah, read in the original Hebrew, with the English translation below each Hebrew word, which you can access by clicking on this link above. As we know from the creation story, in Genesis, God created Adam and Chava. Adam, literally means from the earth, and Chava means giver of life, because she would give life to the entire world. After some time though, God decided to restart creation due to the numerous sins of the people. He did so by bringing a flood to destroy the whole world, as it is stated in Genesis chapter 6 verse 7 to 8. This already tells us that there must have been laws that the people were commanded to keep, but because they did not keep these laws, they were killed in the flood. This also tells us that the punishment for not keeping these commandments, these laws, is death. And it's thus very important to keep these 7 laws. God then told Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives to enter the ark with the various animals. It was with these people that God was going to repopulate the earth, as it says in Genesis chapter 6 verse 18. The rest of the laws in the Bible is thus only for the Jews to keep. So what are these 7 laws of Noah? And what is the biblical sources for these 7 laws that non-Jews should keep? The first law is to establish courts of justice. This can be found in Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. The second law is don't curse the name of God. This can be found in Leviticus chapter 24, verse 15 to 16. The third law is don't do idol worship. This can be found in Exodus 20, verse 2, Leviticus 20, verse 2, and Devarim chapter 4, verse 16. The fourth law is don't commit forbidden sexual relations. This can be found in Genesis chapter 6, verse 11 to 12, and Leviticus 18, verse 6. The fifth law is don't murder. This can be found in Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. The sixth law is don't steal. This can be found in Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. The seventh law, the last law, which is the law that was given to Noah as he came out of the ark, is don't eat a limb from an animal that is still alive. This can be found in Genesis chapter 9, verse 4. The association of these laws with Adam implies that they were established as part of the creation of the natural world to establish a system of morality and universal justice that people should know without having the Torah. Just like Jews have many subcategories of the laws under their 613 commandments, so does non-Jews have many sub-laws under their 7 laws of Noah. I will be doing a series on these 7 laws of Noah where we will go into much more depth of each of these 7 laws, as well as their subcategories. So subscribe and press the bell notification button below. Also give this video a like if you found benefit from it thus far, and then you will be notified when I do publish these videos. So why do Jews have so many laws then, if they are also originally part of the 70 nations? Remember we said Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives came out of the ark with the various animals. Noah's 3 sons was Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Out of Shem came Avram and Sarah. This can be found in Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 to 32. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 1, God calls out to Avram and tells him that he will make Avram into a great nation, through which all the nations will be either blessed or cursed, as it says in Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 to 4. It is also here that God tells Avram that Israel, the land of Israel, will belong to his descendants, as it is stated in Genesis chapter 12, verse 7. God reiterates this in Genesis chapter 15, verse 18 to 20. Then we have the story of Avram and the Egyptian princess, Hagar, that gave birth to Ishmael. Ishmael is the forefather of the Arabs that we know today. This can be found in Genesis chapter 16, verse 12 to 13. Then we have the story of the birth of Yitzchak, the son of Avram, where God says that the covenant that he established earlier with Avram will only be maintained through his son Yitzchak, as it says in Genesis chapter 17, verse 19 to 22. Later on, we have the birth of Yaakov, the son of Yitzchak, where God reiterates that the covenant will be via the descendants of Yaakov, as it says in the Torah, in Genesis chapter 28, verse 13 to 16. Basically, the separation occurred when Abraham became an Ivri. Ivri means separate from the nations. That is also where the word Hebrew comes from, which literally means separate. So can anyone become Jewish? Luckily for all of you, I already made a video about that, which I will link for you above. But basically, you can be Jewish in two ways. Either by birth, which means that your mother is Jewish, and thus you are Jewish, or via an Orthodox conversion. A non-Jew is not obligated to convert to Judaism and accept the 613 commandments that comes with it. But if he or she wishes to do so, then we welcome them with open arms, as it is said 36 times in the Torah. If you want to find out how to convert to Orthodox Judaism from the start to the finish, then you should definitely watch this video next. Thanks for watching and Yom Tov.